is here. Greetings, Bamf Warriors. Greetings. Greg is here. Glad to have you here. We're going to talk about growth, healing, life. We'll talk about a lot of different things. We'll zig and we'll zag. We'll talk about, I'm going to kick this in there quick. We're going to talk about breath and hopefully seeing you in the Breath of Life Healing Circle. If I could only fast forward in visualization who you'd be in 3 months from now, having shown up for a breathwork session 3 times a month for the May, June, and July. Who are you showing up as August 1st? Oh, man. 90 minutes. You talk about some real breakthrough, and all you got to do is sign up, show up, and just surrender. Just let it go. How are you beautiful people doing? Popping in here. Grateful to have the strength, the health, and the technology to share a message with all you wonderful people tonight. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about growth. Appreciate all the love coming through already. Lots of likes. You know, I was sitting there today. Today was a pretty jam-packed day. Had a few coaching calls, and then I even got my own therapy. What's up? Sup, Adam? And then I even had my own therapy. Anybody go to therapy around here? Or we don't do that. We don't do that. You know, I've been going to therapy for at least 10 years. Actually more like 13. And it's like, it's a good, consistent sounding board. That's what I always say about therapy, which I'm not a therapist, nor would I want to be a therapist. They have to play in a really tight box. I like playing outside the box, as I just saw the 2 coming up. And but it's the beautiful thing about therapy, right? There's a stigma around it. Maybe that's not so beautiful. But the thing about it that is very helpful for most people, and maybe you haven't thought about this before. See, most people, when you got problems, guess who you go to? You go to friends and you go to family with your problems. Are any of them therapists, mental health professionals? More than likely not. And thus, when you go to people you know with your issues, it gets skewed, right? You're not going to get back a non-biased response, right? There's always going to be some sort of an attachment. It's going to be sticky, right? It can be a little sticky when you're sharing, emotional stuff or, stressful things that are going on in your life with people that are right there in your circle. So for me, the reason why I've stuck with therapy for as long as I have isn't because it doesn't work. It's for the pure and simple fact that it's a neutral sounding board, right? So if you need to just have somebody talk that you need to talk to, right? They'll just sit there and listen, right? You can just call it gossip, call it just getting things off your chest, but they'll sit there and they're neutral. They're not related to you. They're not a friendship. So they're not going to go and gossip behind your back and say, oh, you'll never believe what so-and-so told me. You don't have to, there's no fear of that. It's just a safe place for you to be able to get things out of your mind, off your chest, and allow for it to process. I mean, for me, in many ways, my journal is a way for me to kind of be my own therapist. Journaling is probably one of the most powerful tools that you can use in your toolbox to really just sort through life's problems, right? Someone was asking yesterday, like, when I'm feeling overwhelmed, when something shifts emotionally inside of me, what's like the go-to? Journaling. It's like journaling, breath work, and grounding. And even and in that, it's just like, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's like to sit there and just write about it. What's coming up that I'm so afraid of? What's coming up that, and what's the worst that can happen, right? What if the worst doesn't happen? How am I going to feel about it? And it's like I've always felt inspired to try and figure myself out about reality shifting. Yeah, I mean, I've transformed my whole reality. What are you talking about? Yeah, reality shifting. You can absolutely change your whole entire reality. It starts in the mind. It's all here in the mind. The mind is number one. And so when you change your mind, guess what? You shift your reality. It's so cool. You change your mind, your thoughts are your reality. Period. Your thoughts are your reality. And I think on average we have like 90,000 thoughts. How many thoughts do we have a day? Anybody have that number? How many thoughts per day? About 60,000. You have 60,000 thoughts. And I think they say out of the 60,000, I'm pretty sure it's like 90% of your thoughts. Guess what? Are you ready? Drum roll. 90% of the thoughts that you had today are repeats of yesterday. So then you're wondering why you're stuck, right? You keep thinking the same shit over and over and over again. And this is the power of journaling, right? It allows you to get the things out of your head, write it down, right? If anybody's looking for an incredible resource to help you start sorting through your thoughts, you should already be working on the 1% Better Everyday Journal, right? It's an incredible resource. 91 days locking in, getting, starting with positivity, affirmations, reflection, self accountability, and learning a lot about from self sabotage to self mastery. I love how much this becomes just a repetitive thing, right? That's how you know the pieces that are working, right? Because people all around the world have come to me, right? Asking for help. And guess what? Most of the help, what most people are asking for is the same type of help. They don't feel inner peace, feeling stuck, right? Not having the self confidence. And it's like, you know, I really am grateful that because of my experience, that's one way to look at it, Mandy. If you stick around, you're going to learn a lot more tonight because we are going to talk about some more breakthroughs. Hello, not in love with a queen. Um, so, are you your thoughts? Are you your thoughts? The answer should be no. And then you have to start asking yourself, well, who is the thoughts? And here's the cool thing. A few nights ago, we figured out who our higher self was. And I want to take that one step further. For those of you that are here tonight, I'm going to teach you a trick about intuition. Who here feels that they're really locked in with the intuition? Here's a breakthrough that happened for one of my clients today. Is we figured out both the higher self's name and also the lower self. And so when you're hearing voices, plural, in your head that sound like you, right? That's the weird thing. When you hear these voices, they sound like you, but yet one of the voices that's probably the loudest in most of your minds right now is a negative voice, right? Most of you are listening to a negative voice 60,000 times, or should we say 55,000? 55,000 times a day, you are listening to a negative voice in your head. Guess what? That negative voice is your lower self. It also has a name. And it becomes this is the beginning of self-awareness. This is where self-awareness starts to become a reality for most people, as I just saw 11:11, is when you realize that, okay, higher self, what's their name? Lower self, the worrier, the negativity, the critic, the doubter, the feared one, the fearful one. What's its name? And so it's like a light bulb, right? The veils, the light starts to shine when you're like, wait, who are these names? That's kind of the weird thing, is once you get quiet enough to hear the names, the fact that you can even hear a name that's not like your name or your sister's or mom's name or dad's name, you're like, who the heck's name is this? And yet, when you hear the name, guess what? Now you can distance yourself. See, here's what happens. When you're just listening to the negativity all day long, right? You're identifying with it. Most of you identify with the negativity. But when the negativity when you start taking command, right? This is what needs to happen. When you start taking your power back and taking command and control over your mind, which is why I preach sobriety being so important. But when you start to take that command and control back, guess what? You can say, hey, I want to know, lower self, what is your name? And the lower self, again, it's the vibrational energetic chart. It's energy. So energy is doubt, shame, guilt, fear, anger, sadness, apathy. It's the voice inside your head that's just constantly negative, constantly keeping you confused, constantly wanting you to play small. Thank you, Mandy. What's my routine? Wake up and go. Yeah, this is, well, no, I wouldn't say this is emotional literacy. This is what we're talking about right now is more the intuition. The emotional literacy is more is understanding the emotional wheel, getting deeper into, really understanding how happy, mad, angry, sad is just the beginning of your emotional state of being. But what we're talking about is literacy here. I mean, not literacy, the intuition, because the voices in your head, because isn't that, just wrap your head around that alone. I'm going to show you a breathwork exercise, and I'm going to show you something that you ask a question, you point out 3 things in your environment. The reason why you point out the things is to calm your mind, right? Because you don't want to be in the thinking mind. You want to be as kind of blank as possible. And then you do these real heavy breaths, and then you just get quiet. And then you hear a name, you hear an answer to the question you just asked, and it's a name, and you're like, well, who the hell's that? Where does that come from? And the name isn't like Lucifer, right? It's like, it's silly names, man. My lower self is named Ricky. I got Ricky, and Rocky is the higher self. But here's what happens when you now have the name. Guess what? You don't have to identify with all that negativity, and you can, guess what? You can drop some eviction notice on whoever is causing all that negativity every single day, 55,000 thoughts a day. And that is a very, very empowering piece of spiritual knowledge for you to run with. So I want to share that with you today. And yet, it's important for you to realize if you're spending a lot of time just in the negativity, right? You need to take your power back. You need to assert yourself, right? And let your lower self know who truly is in charge. Because when you get a name that's not yours, it's like, okay, you now can create that negativity. I can tell you the origin of the negativity. The negativity came about at a time in your life when you were helpless, hopeless, terrified, alone, feeling unloved, usually in childhood, right? We're feeling all alone, we're feeling abandoned, we're feeling rejected, and we invite this energy to come into our life. And guess what? It might have served a purpose way back then. But the fact that it's still fucking ruling and reigning and holding you back, thank you, Tyler. It's time to take your power back. It's time to end that. And the way that you end it is by identifying what your higher self's name is. And knowing that your higher self is a trusted confidant. This is the version of you that is the highest potential. And that version of you is with you each and every day, 24/7. You can start to develop a healthy relationship. And this is what I do. I literally spend time talking to Rocky. Hey, Rocky. And you'll always get the next step. You know, the lower self is going to leave you in confusion, or it's rehashing the past and the curved thinking about the worry, what happens if the sky falls, the worry. That's how you know the confusion and the worry, right? The anxious voice, the fearful voice, that's the lower self. It is so clear when you get your higher self dialed in. It's a grounding voice. It's the quiet voice. But when you start to quiet that negativity by taking your power back, and you start to do these practices, guess what? That voice starts to amplify, and thus it starts to drown out that negativity. You now have an advocate that is literally going to always have your best interest, always looking to show you the next best move for you to make, where you don't need to go and ask a friend or someone that maybe doesn't have your best interest. You have the answers to all of your problems right there inside of you. But most of us, we're so externalized, we're so needing validation that we go and seek information. And most people, you go with a big idea, they're going to look at you cross-eyed and say, you're crazy. And then you're going to look at yourself and say, yeah, I've been thinking that, right? I've been thinking I'm crazy. So you're right. I guess I'm dumb. Probably not going to do this. And it's the wildest thing. It's the craziest. It's the wildest thing that human beings, of all the living things on this planet that we share as a home, all the living things, human beings are the only ones that stunt their own growth. We literally hold ourselves back from becoming the best, right? A tree, a plant, a flower, a bird, a deer, a wolf, you name it, living thing on this earth, it doesn't say, you know what? That flower next to me is so much prettier. I'm not going to be the best flower I can be. You know what? I'm not going to do it because they're so much nicer. So I'm not going to even do my flowering thing. The tree that's there is saying, well, that tree's just a little bigger and gets a little more sun. I'm not going to be the best tree I could be, right? The eagle that sees a larger eagle flying doesn't say, you know what, that eagle's flying so good, I'm not going to fly because they're so much better at flying because they've been flying for so long. Humans, we're the only ones that say, you know what, something happened to me when I was a little kid, or something happened to me, someone hurt me, someone did XYZ. You know what, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not good enough. I'm just going to sit here and just, lick my wounds and be sad for the rest of my life. We're the only ones. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we literally resist, fight against growth? Why? I mean, all addictions are based on pain management, self-medicating pain management because we don't want to heal. We just want instant, right? We create these things that we're like, oh no, but this makes me feel better way faster. I feel a lot better just doing this one thing. It takes away the pain. So I'm just going to keep doing this and keep doing this and keep doing this. Even though we know logically, man, this is not healthy. This is not good. This is not beneficial to your life. It's actually harmful. The bills will come due by you doing these things repetitively, right? At some point, the positive effects are going to become negative effects. Whether it's food, whether it's chemical substances you're putting into your body, and just even the negative thinking. The negative thinking is holding you back, right? From what? From literally stepping into your greatness. And most people are like, I'm not great. And that's because why? You're looking at other people that are great and you're like, oh, I'm not like them. I'm not lucky. I'm not this. I'm not that. See, there you go again. No animals think like that. No trees, no plants, nothing living other than humans are the ones that say, I'm not that. I'm not good. I can't do it. What? It's not about a competition. It's about you versus you. That's all you got to do. You just got to show up for yourself. There's no traffic in your lane if you focus on you. Unfortunately, we've been programmed and conditioned to be focused on what everyone else is doing. And thus, that's what holds us back. Because comparison is the thief of joy, correct? When you start comparing yourself, when you start looking at like what other people are doing and what you're not, does that make you feel better about your life, or does it make you feel worse? It makes you feel worse. And even in that, when you see someone succeeding and doing amazing things that you would love to also be doing, instead you get all sad, or you get jealous, or you get envious, instead of like being like celebratory. Abundance mindset, winning mindset cheers for people. You ever heard the saying, I'm going to clap until it's my turn. I'm going to cheer. I'm going to clap genuinely, not with some bullshit, fucking negative energy, but just pretending, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to be here. I'm just going to like clap and do it because I was told to do it. It's like, you don't need to be told to do anything. When you have an overflow of positive energy and you're tapped into your highest potential, you do things from your heart. You don't do them from your mind saying, if I do XYZ, maybe I'll get a treat too. It's not about that. It's just having love for yourself. And when you love yourself unconditionally, you can show up for other people without having envy and jealousy and all this other shit. But yet, we want to hold ourselves back because of things happen to us, because we're not where we think we should be, because it's not easy. It's not easy, right? Why do you want it to be easy? Why do you want your dream life to be like super easy? Will you appreciate it if it's all super easy? Would you have signed up to come to this planet and say, hey, I want the easy mode? Can I have easy mode where I can cheat, right? How many people are like gamers? You always want the cheat codes, right? So it's like, I need all the cheat codes. I need all the cheat codes. I don't want to earn it. If I can just get the cheat codes, then I'll have an advantage. And that's what that type of mentality is also reflected in your real life. And when you can't find cheat codes, you cut corners, or you just settle. You just give up because you're like, "Oh man, life is on hard mode and I can't do that," because you've programmed yourself to look for all the fucking corners, all the easy. And when you can't find it easy, what the sad thing, the trick of it is when you think you're playing life on easy, thank you, Caden, you're actually playing life on hard, because taking the easy road is always going to be so much more challenging. It's hard. It's not fun because you don't have the power that you should have. You're not aware of your power. Do you realize how much power you have? You have an incredible amount of power inside of you. You have everything you need to succeed. The easy road is absolutely less opportunity. I mean, it's really there's no you're not looking for opportunity. You're just looking for convenience every step of the way. And yet, that's why here at Results Kill Excuses, we got BAMF warriors. Because a warrior isn't the one that's always in the front of the battle and just, slaying the dragon. A true heart of a warrior is someone that when you get knocked down, guess what? You get back up, you dust off, and you keep going. You don't quit. You just keep going. You believe in yourself. And the beautiful thing about building a community here is we're all about building each other up. It's not about competing. I'm only competing against the guy that I was yesterday. And tomorrow I'm going to compete against the guy I was today. And the next day, and wash, rinse, and repeat. That's my competition. That's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me motivated, inspired, disciplined. And it's ultimately deep down inside of me is I have a why. There's a reason. I want to know how far I can go. I want to see, where does this road lead? If I just keep showing up, if I keep showing up, if I keep working on myself, right? Going deeper. I've had so many people along my journey say, man, isn't this enough? I can remember I was sitting with some people that I was in a business partnership with, having dinner 2 years ago. It was like probably 3 years ago. And the woman was like, they knew all about the things I was working on this healing journey, my sobriety, my healing, right? And just putting the message out there. And she was like, when's enough, man? Like, are you good yet? Or like, when is it gonna be enough for you? That this isn't like your everyday thing. And I was just like, it's not now. And I don't think it ever will be. However, I have to be very specific about that. I truly do believe that the universal powers, not the corrupt powers that be, but I think the spirit and the universal powers of love, light, joy, and peace, they absolutely are giving us as humanity the information for us to help each other heal the things that are holding us back from becoming our best selves. Like, there is an actual way to get to that place so that you can be operating in your zone of genius, waking up as your best self, feeling whole and complete, feeling healed, right? And it's not about being risen. This is about doing the work. There's no magic trick here, right? If you're looking for the magic trick, I'm not it. And I won't hold it against you for wanting that, right? Because it feels good, right? I mean, it's the magic trick of what many religions promise is the same kind of trick that we're doing with ourselves. It's the same trick I did with myself with the booze, with, you know, chemical substances. It was like, okay, I don't feel good. I need to feel better. Let me do this. And it shifts how you feel. Thank you, William. Appreciate you, man. I hope you're doing well in Houston, H Town. And yet, to me, I was somebody when I had hit my rock bottom 13 years ago, right? I was willing to try just about anything. What is this guy saying? But you sure are magic. Thanks, Poogie. This guy. That's funny. That's some funny shit. I do got some magic. I am a magician in a lot of ways. People call me the sorcerer sometimes. But that magic is, it's just, it's being tapped into the spiritual realm, It's just, there is some what people would maybe call magic. I've had lots of miracles in my life. I've had a lot of miracles happen. I've had literally healing miracles, like VA certified, like healings in my body, where it's like, okay, wait, I showed up one time. I've had shoulder injuries in my life. You can see the scar on this guy right here, big scar from surgery. And one time I dislocated my shoulder and I went to the hospital and they took the MRI and the x-rays and they scheduled me for surgery. And so I went to go get the MRI right before the actual surgery. And it had been a few weeks since I had injured it. And when I showed up there, they put me in the machine and they pulled me out and they're like, what shoulder did you hurt? At this time, it was my right shoulder because my left one had already been worked on. And I said, well, it's my right shoulder. And they're like, are you sure? And I said, yeah. They're like, well, we're going to put you back in there. Just check the other one just to be sure. So they put me in the machine and then they see the shoulder that had been operated on. They're like, yeah, they left a staple in there, just an FYI, but everything looks good on that shoulder, but your other shoulder's fine. So like, we can't operate on you, man. Like, we're not going to operate on a perfectly good shoulder. And so, yeah, it was like a miracle type healing. So I believe in those things, but those things seem to happen when you start to live life with greater levels of intention. When you're just living and waiting and wishing and wanting things to happen to you because you just don't know what am I supposed to, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Something happened. I need something, right? Can I catch a break? When you live in that mindset, it's like you just continue to go through one fire after the next, right? But when you start saying, you know what, enough of the fucking fires, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to go in the wilderness, I'm going to go figure my life out, I'm going to figure myself out, and let's see what happens, man. Like, you start to realize we all have some magic inside of us. We all have some really powerful energy inside of us. And yet, why not grow? Why don't you want to grow? Why don't you want to be the best version of yourself? How come? What's holding you back? When you hear to become the best version of yourself, why does that throw a lot of people off? What is it about that? Like, you're carrying around that much baggage from your past that you don't feel that you're worthy to truly make your dream become a reality? Damn, that's beautiful, man. Thank you, Game Cop Show. I appreciate hearing that, man. Because there's some days I feel like I'm just spitting in the wind. I'm feeling like, man, you know, my lower self is telling me, dude, what are you wasting your breath for, man? Why are you getting on there? And yet, I'm chin checking that guy. Shut up, dude. We're gonna keep getting on there because there are people. There's people that need your medicine, right? There's people that need your medicine, bro. And that's my higher self saying, keep going. Just keep going. Keep showing up. People need the medicine. I'm proud of you, bro. Congrats on 1 year. Just keep going, man. And the way that you keep going is it's not about resisting whatever the addiction was. It's doing the things you love to do, man. When you were a kid, tap into your creativity. All of you listening right now, like, what's one thing that you used to love doing as a kid by yourself that you just love to do? It would just you would do it every day if possible for hours on end. Welding's fun. That's creative. That's super creative. I mean, the bottom line is if you want to really have greater levels of fulfillment, yeah, it's all about intention. Make art. It's if you want to truly distance yourself from bad habits, bad patterns, things that are just you're just tired of it, man. You're tired. So many of you, I know you're tired of a lot of the things you're doing. And the thing that you got to be really, I'm not trying to freak anybody out, but the thing that you need to be very concerned about is that when you aren't heeding the warning signs, 15 years, that's incredible, man. When you're not heeding the warning signs, caution, 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 you're hearing me warn you, you're hearing other people warn you, even just in your intuition is saying, man, you got to stop this shit. You really got to fucking make a change. When you don't heed that, guess what? Guess what? That fucking that rug gets pulled out from underneath you, right? And it's a forcefulness of change. And the thing is you signed up for that. You signed up that if you didn't get your shit together on your own, that there was going to be forces that were going to intervene to try and get you on fucking track. Because that it's your purpose. That's badass. Drumming again and publishing and writing. That's cool. I love hearing that. Keep doing that. You definitely have a story in you. You have a book in you. Write your book. Tell your story, man. It's medicine. That's the whole thing. The beautiful thing. So many people say, I don't know what I need to do. Your number one purpose. I haven't said this in a while. Your number one purpose, not your only. I have to be always clear with people. For those of you in the back, your number one purpose, not your only purpose. The number one. The number one purpose of your life is to put in the work for you to become the best version of yourself. Right? That is your number one purpose. So when people are sitting there struggling, saying, I don't know, man, I don't know what my purpose is. I can't figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like, are you kidding? You're just sitting there? You're just sitting there? What are you doing? How are you improving your life? How are you being a better version of you each and every day, just a little at a time, 1% better every day? That's why we got the 1% better every day journal. Lock into that, right? Start some new habits, take some leaps of faith, start putting some investments into you. And it's not always about a lot of money. It's about investing time, creating a morning routine. And it all, for me, right, as the leader of this incredible global operation here, it starts with the sobriety, man. You got to get the mind right. You got to clear the mind. There's no getting around that. And what could be scary, right? Even though you know it's a lie, you're like, oh, well, I need X, I need Y, I need all these chemicals. And it's like, You need them if you stay wounded. Yeah, if you keep listening to the negativity, if you don't do anything to improve your life and to heal your emotional stuff underneath the surface from childhood, yeah, if you don't do anything to do that, of course you're going to still need the chemical dependencies. But as you start to heal with intention, guess what? That you don't need that shit no more. You can emotionally self-regulate. You can do life on life's terms. It's the biggest flex. That's the biggest flex. Life on life's terms. Sobriety. For every problem, there are many solutions, many positive solutions. Most people just would rather hold themselves back and walk around with all their problems. One of the courses that we have, everything, man, politics is toxic, man. That's why we don't talk politics here. It's meaningless. It's just distraction. Politics is not going to save you. It's not going to improve your life, right? Just like watching sports, seeing your team. I am plant based, mostly plant based. I do eat some meat, mostly though. 9 out of 10 meals is plant based. But the thing is right. Watching your team win a championship does not improve your life. Having your favorite politician win does not improve your life. Just like having your favorite politician lose does not hurt your life. It doesn't do anything. You're the one that's putting your emotions into these things, winning and losing, outside of your own life. You're the one that's putting in that. Laters. We're gonna try to be. And so I'm apolitical. I used to be a hardcore political junkie, but I realized I've even run for politics, right? So a lot of y'all are just you're just spectators in life. Me, I saw problems in my local community, and I said, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna run for city council, and I got destroyed because I spoke truth to power. They didn't like that. They were like, dude, you're a threat, man. You're a threat to the system. Well, you could be the person, right? And if you're dealing with a lot of people that are super politicized, just distance yourself. Create boundaries, man. It doesn't do nothing for you. It's a total distraction. It's a total distraction. It doesn't profit you nothing, right? And I've run for politics, but I learned even on the city council level, you guys. City council, I ran twice, lost both times. I got crucified. They brought out all the skeletons in my closet to literally crucify me, right? Because they knew. I mean, that's how big of a threat I was. But on even just a local level, where it's supposed to be nonpartisan, the powers that be came to me when I first announced that I wanted to run for the politics. And I said, no, no, I don't want your help. I got it. I'm going to do, oh, you don't want our help. Oh, really? No kidding, man. I hadn't even gotten on the ballot, man. I hadn't even collected signatures. I just think I posted something on social media saying, I'm going to run. And boom, these guys show up saying, oh, you're running? You need our help? And I'm like, no, I don't think so. Oh, you don't want our help. Next thing you know, 2 days later, I'm on the front page getting eviscerated for DWIs and shit 20 years ago. And it just never stopped. And what I learned was they don't relent. Even when I appeared to be someone that was going to win, they in the early voting, they went down the fucking line, they loaded up the vans, they stuffed the ballot. And it's interesting that both times I lost by the exact number of votes, and it was all early voting. And most people, from a perception standpoint, thought that I should have won. But again, at a local level, they knew how to pull the numbers. And so my lessons that I learned was compromise, and that there's a level of corruption there. If anybody, if any adult listening to this message, and I think most of you are that, if any of you as adults, for 1 second, do not think that it is somehow rigged as a system, that it is not in your best interest, regardless of who's in there, right? You are fooling yourself to continue participating in that system. I will never participate again. I understood the corruption at the lowest level, the city council level, and you're just like, come on, man, this thing just goes worse and worse as it gets up higher and higher. And we're seeing it, just all the money, all the games they play. I'm 46 years young. In my lifetime as an adult, right, the pendulum always swings, right? It's this party, and then it's this party, and then it's this party, and then it's this, back and forth, sometimes 4 years, sometimes 8 years. And when these people are in, right, when they're in power, the other ones are saying these guys are corrupt. When these ones are in power, they're saying they're corrupt. And it's just mudslinging back and forth. Both sides accusing the other side as being the problem. Hear me out on this. If you're looking for some peace of mind, hear me out on this. If you can have some perspective and pull back from whatever you think is your side of the spectrum and just see the patterns, just like you need to see them in your own life. If both sides, whenever they're in power or not in power, they're saying it's the other people that are the problem, they keep pointing. It's like windshield wipers. It's their problem. No, they're the problem. They're the problem. They're the problem. And then when you look back on the past 10, 20, 30 years, what problems have been solved? Has any problems been solved? No problems have been solved. They just keep pointing. It's they're the problem. They're the problem. They're the problem. They're the problem. Vote for us. We'll solve the problem. They're the problem. Vote for us. We'll solve the problem. They're the problem. When the people that keep telling you that the other people are the problem, guess who the problem is? They're both the problem, and they're fucking. It's a scam. And if you're still playing that game, right? It's because it's not because you're a bad person. It's just that you haven't fully awakened to the reality of things. You want to believe in something other than yourself. And it's like, that is why all of these systems are slowly falling apart. That is what's happening right now. And that is why this message is so timely. That is why this message is so timely, because this is the swell, right? There's a swell. It's like you watch it, you ever see big waves form, right? I used to think I was behind. I used to think, man, I'm like, I've wasted a lot of my life, but I'm realizing that I'm right on time, man. The wave is starting to swell, because everything that you've been looking towards for integrity, for virtue, morality, for stability, tell me if I'm wrong, is it not falling apart? And yet it takes you as an individual saying, enough. I'm turning it off. I'm disengaging. This has not benefited my life throughout the course of my life. I have never received one benefit that I'm like, yes, this is great. Yes, win. It's a psychological one. Even if there's like a psychological win, it's like there's not. It's not. I remember we were supposed to, in 2008, whatever team was in there, they were saying, hey, universal healthcare, we're going to give everyone healthcare. And before you know what's in it, we got to pass it and then we'll figure out what's in it. And everybody's rates went up. And I know people that are like, they need that support and they're like this close from getting it in terms of money, but they would like, they're making $100 more than what the cutoff is. And it's like, fuck, we can't help you. Go fuck yourself. It's just like, man, it doesn't, what does it do for you? What does it do for you other than just emotional dysregulation, right? It's all a charade, you guys. If you want to have inner peace, to have greater power over your life, then it's time to look in the mirror. It's time to start doing the work that I've been talking about, the emotional healing. Heal yourself. When you heal yourself, you set yourself free. It's like you don't got to worry about none of this shit. Dealing with people who care about politics as an art form, yeah, I don't know about, I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it. I don't even deal with it, man. Like on all my social feeds, if someone starts posting political stuff, boom, it's like unfollow, unfollow, unfollow. I don't have time for it, man. I don't need to hear about it. And it's so sad when you see people like carrying the Kool-Aid on both sides. On either side, the people that think they're in the winner's circle right now and they're all pride and they're all puffed up, right? And the other people are so like angry and hateful and rah. It's just like, man, you got to disconnect from that. It's not going to help you guys out. The answer to your problems does not reside in who is elected or not elected in this country. There, I promise you guys, I promise you, the answers to your problems, to your personal life problems. If you think that your problems, if you have financial problems, if you think politics is going to fix it, right? You're wrong. If you want to solve your economic problems in your life so that you don't use the word like it's expensive, guess what you need to do? You need to increase. Are you ready to hear the truth? You need to increase your value as a human. What do you bring to this planet other than sitting around and wasting your time? What do you bring? Because every single one of you listening right now can absolutely increase your value. And when you increase your value, especially if you're tapped into your creative, that value will always come back to you. It will always come back. This is a law. But when you're sitting there saying, you know, acting helpless and dependent as if somehow the government is going to make your life better, you're just sitting there wishing something would happen that doesn't take you taking total ownership of your life, complete ownership, right? That's how you empower yourself. That's how you set yourself free. And it starts with healing. And the healing process, right, is multifaceted. And what I am launching, if you haven't heard it yet, the Breath of Life Healing Circle. We're going to be meeting 3 times a month for about 90 minutes, almost closer to 2 hours on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Every session will be recorded. But if you are finally ready to try something that is actually going to give you real results through doing what? Connection with similar people. So we're bringing in energy of people that are like having an expectation, right? To be self-empowered, to say, you know what? I'm going to empower myself. I'm going to take action in a way that I can take action, do things that I can do to take back the control and the power of my life. So you start with people like that. Then we're going to do some reflection work. We're going to go back in the time machine, figure out the patterns of your life, look for the pain points, and then start to work on releasing these things, clearing this. And the physical clearing of this comes through the breath work and the visualization. And so if you haven't checked it out yet, you should click on the link below, or you can go to resultskillexcuses.com. That's not it. All right, results kill excuses. Click on the breath of life. Breath of life healing circle. Right now is the time to sign up. Everybody that's here listening, it's not by accident. You're not listening here to be entertained. Your soul, whether you realize this or not, have you activated my third eye? Absolutely. I had my crown chakra activate the other day. It was wild. That's another story for another day. And if you're into clearing chakras, activating your chakras, that's a part of this Breath of Life online group. We are going to absolutely work on clearing chakras. I'm going to teach about crystals and different minerals that you can get and use while you're breathing that's going to help to activate this stuff. But everyone that's listening right now, you got to ask yourself, do you want more of the same? Are you going to continue to live a disempowered life, waiting for something to happen? Or are you ready to do these three things? Sign up, show up, and just surrender. Just surrender. Surrender to this process. And here's what I'm telling you. I am so confident that if you sign up for this right here, if you sign up for this Breath of Life Healing Circle, and you show up for the first three, right? It's a 1 month membership, reoccurring. We meet 3 times a month. If you show up to the first 3 classes, ready, open, and participate in what we're going to do, which is journaling, reflection, visualization, and some incredibly powerful healing in terms of breath work, I can guarantee you after the first session, you're going to be like, this is incredible. This is incredible. It's almost going to, you may even get a little frustrated because you're like, wait, this is incredible. How could this be this good? And in and of that, you're going to be like, man, I got my money's worth. And yet I get to do this 2 more times. I get to do this 2 more times. Right. So I am absolutely telling you, if you are hearing my voice right now, there is absolutely nothing for you to lose. This is the thing you've been waiting for. Your soul came here today, tonight, right now, listening. It's going wonderful, Emma. Your soul showed up here. Why? Because this is like a radio frequency. You showed up here. There's a bazillion places you could be online right now, but you're here. And where I'm about to lead you, for those of you that are here, if you want to stick around, for those of you that are here, stick around for this because we're about to start doing some intuition practice. You're going to be able to, what is your purpose? To become the best version of yourself. How do you do that? Can you manifest winning the lottery? Some people can. If it's meant for you, it will happen. The truth is you already won the lottery. You have life. Do you treat it like that? Do you treat it like that? Do you treat your life like it's the greatest prize you could ever have? 1 in 400 trillion odds that you're a human being alive right now, conscientiousness. Most of y'all are taking everything for granted. Do you know how many breaths you take a day? How many breaths? Let's see some comments. Does anybody have any guesses? How many breaths, without searching, how many breaths do you think on average you take every single day? Any guesses? On average, we take 20,000 breaths a day. Not 20 million a day. 20,000, right? How many of those breaths do you take with intention? None of them. The most basic thing on earth, most of us take it for granted. Breathing. Most of us just take it for granted, which is the funniest thing, because if you think about it, right? When I came across this breathwork modality, which I'm now certified in, it like, I could not believe how powerful it was. And it's so ironic that one of the most powerful things that we all have, this isn't just a me thing, every person I'm talking to, the power of your breath for you to literally accelerate your healing and truly start clearing out all the blockages that are like holding you back, keeping you stuck, right? It's so funny to me that it's hidden in your breath. Something you do 20,000 times a day and don't even think about it most days. You don't even think about breathing until you need to breathe. And then you're like, I think it was Eric Thomas, right? Right. When you it's like wanting to breathe, right? He goes and he talks about meeting the guy at the beach. And the guy says, come on out here. I'm going to show you how to succeed, how to be successful. And he's like, what the hell? And he takes him out in the ocean. And the next thing you know, he jumps on him and he dunks him under the water. Right? And he's like drowned in him. And he gets up and he's like, and he's like, right? When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Right? That's Eric Thomas. And I love that guy. I've been listening to him for a long time. He planted some early seeds in me to get my shit together. And yet it's the most ironic thing, the power of our breath. 20,000 times a day, 7.5 million breaths a year. And most of y'all don't even stop for a second to realize how valuable it is and how powerful your breath is. Because if your breath is gone, that's it. That's game over. It's game over if you stop breathing. You can stop eating for a long time, but you stop breathing, game over. That's it. And yet we take it for granted. And that's why I am so inspired to be sharing such an incredible opportunity with you to join me in doing the Breath of Life Healing Circle 3 times a month starting May 4th. Sign up now if you want to lock in that deal. There's an incredible deal, the Founders Group. It's a discounted rate. And that rate, there's limited seats for that. There's unlimited for people after. But guess what? I'm going to jack that price up. Yeah, I love all you funny fuckers. I always say, man, people that, especially guys, especially the jokers, the real sarcastic guys. And I know this because I was that guy at one time in my life. But the real sarcastic guys, right, always got to be joking. Guess what that's a reflection of? Your life is a fucking joke. It's sad, man. It's sad that your life's a joke. You always got to be going around joking because you don't know any other way to communicate. So it's like, it's a sad thing. It's a sad state of affairs. And you look at it, right? If you look back at a lot of like comedians that are major celebrities, most of these guys deleted themselves. You know, the funniest guy is usually the saddest. That's what they say. The funniest motherfuckers always got to be putting jokes out there, regardless of context. They're usually the ones that are hurting the most. So my heart goes out to you, especially if you're a joker, right? And there seems to be a lot of them out here on the internets, social medias. But if you want to start checking being a joker and start getting your shit together, this would be the place to check. Results kill excuses, right? Click on the Breath of Life Healing Circle link, sign up, show up, and just surrender, man. It's so easy. You just put your hands up, just show up, right? Just show up. and watch how your life changes. Guaranteed transformation. Guaranteed transformation, man. You want to have some breakthroughs, right? I'm not selling snake oil. I'm selling you an absolute bona fide way to start putting in some work that is going to pay itself forward each and every day of your life moving forward. Because we're going to meet 3 times a week. Yeah, migraines is an interesting one. I don't know if you're just being a joker there, hungry old man, but migraines is actually probably related to some trauma. There's blockages, especially if you got them on a regular basis. There's been a lot of studies that show that migraines is a lot related to blockages, um, and even sexual trauma. But that's a sensitive subject for a lot of people because you're like, man, I don't know, nothing happened to me. So I'm just saying, if you have headaches on a regular basis, right? Breath of Life Healing Circle is a really good place to start for you to start clearing the blockages in your life. You'd be surprised at how many injuries that people are walking around with that are completely healable, right? Through breath, through breath. Because it's not just the breath, it's also healing the deeper levels of emotional trauma that you're carrying around. And some of this shit is ancestral. You're carrying around blockages. Right side of the body is related to your father's line. Left side of your body is related to your mom. So if you have somebody that realizes, man, I got injuries on my left side or on my right side, right? There's areas that you need to clear with your ancestral lines related to your mother and your father's side. But we want to go get medicine and just sit back and act as if we're helpless, and you're not. So here's the thing: who here wants to figure out the name of their higher self and the name of the lower self? Type a 1 in the comment if you want to learn this trick. Right? Either put me or type a 1 if you want to hear the name of if you want to hear the name of your lower self, which is that inner critic, the negative voice in your head that sounds like you, but is just constantly always like doubtful and worrying and negative. If you want to hear the name so that you can now disassociate to say you're no longer it, there's actually a name, somebody that's negative inside of you that has a name, and you can disassociate so that you're not tied in saying, I'm this person, I'm the negativity. You're not. So here's the thing. I'm going to show you this trick. I'm going to show you this. But you have to promise me one thing. If you have not signed up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle, that once you figure out the name of your higher self and you figure out the name of your lower self, then the next question I want you to ask is, right? Because once you start creating this guidance for your life, guess what should happen next? I want you to have the courage to ask, should I sign up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle? And see what answer comes through then. And if you hear a yes, you know what you should do, right? And if you don't do it, when you get told yes, what does that say about yourself? I know what that's caused me. And when I say I know what that's caused me, I'm somebody that violated my intuition for many, many, many years, right? Many years, man, I would violate my intuition. And I've had to repair all of that. I'm still repairing it, you guys. To really trust and to have that confidence that the higher self is truly guiding me towards the best possible experience that I can have in this life. And I promise you that you have that too. But you need to silence the negativity. So I put that challenge out to you, is that if you start tapping into your intuition, I want you to ask the question, should I sign up for Breath of Life Healing Circle? I'm not afraid of you asking that. But I know that when I get given an opportunity to take a leap of faith or to try something new, I now have a relationship with my higher self, and I am going to go to that to say, hey, is this something I should do? And if I hear a yes, then I say, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Just see what happens. Like, that's living life, trying new things, experiencing new things. You're not here by an accident. There's not an accident that you're here. Your soul is saying, hey, whatever this guy's saying, whatever frequency he's putting off is resonating with you. And your body's saying, you know, I'm ready to heal. And it's like, yeah, great. I don't mind being somewhat entertaining for some of you, but ultimately, I'm ready to get into the arena. And I want you to join me. And I know that this right here is the thing you've been looking for. This is the medicine right here, the breath of life, healing circle. So here's what you do. Here's what you do. We're going to figure out the name of our higher self, and then we'll figure out the name of our lower self. So if you typed a 1, here's what you do. This is worth the time that you've been here. I promise you, because this is going to be a game changer for you. So here's what you do. You got to ask a question. As I see 11111 pop up right there. That's beautiful. So you have to ask a question. There's 3 parts to this. First, you verbally out loud ask a question. This is everything I say is what you have to do. I don't go for the muted no more, man. Y'all are funny, right? These little dudes think they're so funny. Man, you're muted, bro. So you're like, come on, man. We got way too much Riz here for that bullshit. At the end of the day, you do 3 things. You have to verbally ask a question. Secondly, you have to find 3 things and name those things in your environment. I personally suggest you standing up and doing this versus sitting down. Like, get up and kind of like move your body around. First, ask the question. Then, like, if I'm just looking in my space right here, I see a door, the floor, and a frog, right? So you just speak those things out. Then you got to do these 3 breaths. In through the nose, and then like blowing out candles. In through the nose again, number 2. Third one, you're going to go in through the nose, and then you're going to go, make the noise. And then you go silent and listen. And you will hear a name. You will hear a name. So you all with me on this? So again, I'm going to repeat this. You ask a question. So let's go with the higher self first. If you haven't done the higher self, do the higher self. If you want to do the lower self, ask for the lower. But it's the same process every time. And you basically can say, God, universe, spirit, higher self, reveal your name to me. Or I want the name of my higher self revealed to me. Don't worry about the words so much. Just make sure you ask a question where you are saying you want the name of your higher self revealed. And when we do the lower self, I want the name of my lower self revealed to me. So you ask that question. I want the name of my higher self revealed to me. And then you look for the 3 things: cactus, wall, floor. And then you take the 3 breaths. First breath. Second breath. Blow out the candles. Third breath. And go quiet. Try that. Try it. Get up if you need to. Move around. Take a few minutes. Take a minute. But try this exercise. Ask to have the name of your higher self revealed to you. And when you get that answer, come back and share the name. That's cool. We're already getting some names coming in. So if you did the exercise for your higher self, feel free to share your name. And it doesn't always have to be a name. It's not going to be like John or Sally. It may be Light Star. Um, someone had mentioned Grand Slam the other day. Mine came through. It was Rocky, right? Someone just said Creo. So again, that's your higher self. And it's like, now that you have that name, it's like you can start to create a personality with this and really start to create a bond, because when we know someone's name, it's like it makes it more personalized, right? Versus when you're just hearing fucking voices in your head that sound like you, but it's like, what the fuck? Time to sort through the mess. And this is how you do it. So now, again, same process. Let's figure out who the lower self is. Let's give the lower self, for you to identify your lower self's name, man, this is going to give you so much power. So much power, because you're going to distance yourself, right? You're distancing yourself from thinking that you're all these negative thoughts in your head. And again, just let whatever name happens, just let it flow through. Don't try and control it. Don't try and resist it. Just, right? If your mind is really busy right now, do some breaths. Just do some normal breathing. Like, try and get out of your mind and then ask the question. So again, now we're going to do the lower self. Do the lower self. So say, I want my lower self name revealed to me, right? Whatever, however you want to word that, like God, universe, spirit, please reveal the name of my lower self to me. And then again, point out three things: backpack, moon, dog bowl, and then do the breaths in through the nose, blow out the candles, and go silent. And just listen. And get up if you need to, but share the name, what you come up with. Yeah, Oscar. So yeah, if you get the name of your lower self, feel free to share it in there. Again, it doesn't have, it could be a silly name, man. Ilcario, Oscar. So here's the thing, like, don't overthink this, Silas. Don't overthink it. Just trust. Allow yourself to trust in this moment that the names that came through are good enough for right now. You have a higher self name, right? And I'm going to just kind of give you the ground rules for this. With your higher self, literally, the more that you can spend time with the higher self, you know, the the more trust you'll have for it. The most important thing about understanding the name of your lower self is that you can now distance your own person from that voice in your head. We're talking about intuition right now. You can distance yourself from the negative voice in your head that sounds like you, but is not who you are. It is this energy, and it has a name. And you can even question it when it starts giving you all kinds of the negativity, right? You can go to whatever it is. For me, my lower self, it's Ricky. Hey, Ricky, right? Do you always tell the truth? No. Are you telling the truth right now? No. Right? Do I have the right? And this is a conversation I would have with Ricky, right? My lower self. Do I have the authority to tell you to leave? Yes. Right? It has to leave. You're in charge. You're in charge of your mind, even though when you don't have these identities and you're thinking all that clutter and chaos in your head is you, it's like it's not you, right? It's just that's what's going on inside of there. But when you now have a name, right, you can build the character as like the villain and the hero. The hero is your higher self. Your higher self is always going to be grounding. It's always going to it's going to tell you stuff. If you, I'm not confusing, you just showed up late. Why are you late? It's always going to be grounding. And that voice is going to allow you to be like, it's going to tell you stuff where it's like, here's some ground rules though. Your guide, your higher self, it's here to guide you. I highly caution you from trying to get it to give you information about someone else or you in your relationship with someone else. Just keep it about you. Because when you start to ask about other people, right, you're involving their souls and their guides, and it's like, it can get murky. And you don't like, but if you just stay locked in with, it's like you're trying to build the rapport with your higher self, right? You're just asking like, hey, what's the next best move I can make, right? Hey, I'm dealing with this really difficult situation. What could I do to get through it? Again, you're asking these questions out loud. You point out the three things, you do the three breaths, and then you just be quiet and you're going to be like, what is this stream of this voice is just pouring out all of this information and it's been there this whole time. But yet you've been living very unconscious, going through the motions, staying so busy, staying overwhelmed that you haven't gotten quiet enough, focused enough, aware, self-aware enough to be able to hear and sort through what is all this noise. Yeah, and it's usually the negative voice. The negative voice is what we listen to the most, the lower self. But guess what? The way you turn down the volume on the lower self is one, you put it in check. You can tell that motherfucker when you start becoming more self-aware and you wake up in the morning and you start having all these negative thoughts, you're like, fuck, this is now fucking you know, Ricky or whatever the hell your lower self. Hey, like, knock it off, motherfucker. Right? Chin check it. You better fucking knock it off, man. We're not going down that route today. And it's no longer you. It's no longer you just allowing yourself to feel bad and I'm having all these bad thoughts and I'm just gonna go with it. And no, it's like, no, fuck you, man. Shut the fuck up. And then you tap into that higher self and you say, hey, what are the things I need to do today? Right? What do I need to do today to break through whatever it is? What do I need to do to advance myself or to get more in line with my higher self? Which again, here's the next question if you're up for it. So you can either ask another question to your higher self. Ask your higher self this. Higher self, call it by the name. So you say, hey, you just start talking to them like you would your best friend. Hey, fucking Rocky. Hey, Silas, hey, whatever, man, whatever your higher self name is, you literally don't just say higher self anymore. You literally start establishing that personal relationship. And you can say, hey, is there something I need to know right now? Point out the three things, do the three breaths, and then just listen. I recommend, right, for those of you that are like, what is this healing group about? If you want to hear from your higher self whether you should go to this or not, would you, if your higher self says yes, you should register to be in the Breath of Life healing circle, would you do it? Or would you be like, oh, I don't know, man, I don't know, now my higher self is telling me what to do? You need, it takes, right? I can understand there being resistance to trust it. But again, you need to have that faith. This is what real faith is understanding that your higher self is the fullest potential of you. It's the spirit, it's the energy of your fullest potential. It is here to guide you, to show you the way. You don't have to fucking make this shit up, right? As you go, you can literally say, what's the next best step? Should I do this? And if you get a no, then you say, good. If you get a yes, then you go and you take that leap of faith. That's all you do is you just say, I'm going to take the leap of faith, right? Is this person right for me? And if you hear a no, should I stay in this relationship? If you hear a no, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue violating it, or are you going to take some leaps of faith? You might not want to get into that much of a corner because your higher self is going to give you the best advice possible because it is a part of you. It's your future self saying, hey, if you want to get there, this is the way. And it may not make sense to you in this moment, but it will not leave you confused. That is how you know if it's the lower self. If you start feeling confused, then you're like, okay, wait, I need some more. I need to ask some more questions to figure out who's coming through here. Is the lower self trying to sneak in here? Right? And this is the conversation that you start to develop when it comes to to being more spiritually self-aware, not just self-aware, spiritually self-aware, especially with your intuition. Yeah, that's awesome, Adam. I'm glad to hear that she's getting some of that too, that medicine. And again, this is what's going to give you that guide. So I'm going to give everyone here that wants to do the exercise one more time, get one more question. Maybe it's about, should I sign up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle and get in the founders group right now? And if you don't know where that's at, resultskillexcuses.com, click on the Breath of Life. We're going to be meeting 3 times a month on Sundays at 9 a.m. If you can't make that, don't worry. It's going to be recorded. But it's going to be the most incredible group. If you're looking for something new to do to finally start getting breakthroughs, getting downloads, getting some clarity on your life, right? You got to show up with is really a notebook and a comfortable place to lay down so that you can engage in the visualization and do the breath work. So I'm going to give you guys just a minute or two if you want to ask your higher self another question, right? Just to kind of, because you're keeping that momentum, right? This is a muscle memory. This is a practice, right? Start to do this practice on your walks as you're going about. Start to develop this relationship. So again, you can ask any question. If I was you, I'd be asking if you should do the healing group, the Breath of Life Healing Circle. If you should sign up right now, all these beautiful people that are here, now is the time to sign up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle. Information's in the bio, right? It's in the description down below, or you can go to the website, Results Kill Excuses, and check out the link there to get more information. It's going to be an incredible group. We're going to do lots and lots of healing. So those of you that were asking a question or just kind of checking in, kind of redoing that, go ahead and finish up with that. And then what I'm going to do is give everyone that here that wants to do some visualization and some breath work, get a little taste of what you can experience. Eat more eggs. Hey, I've had that advice. I gotten that through Akashic record reading, man. Eggs are pretty good protein. That's interesting. So, if you would like to participate, probably for like the next, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to do some breath work. We're going to do a visualization exercise and we're going to do some breath work. Thank you, SC. Do I have that? No. No, I'm about as healthy as it gets, man. I ain't got no health issues. No health issues. So, type of number one, if you're interested in participating in a visualization exercise and some breath work. In the visualization, it's going to give you an opportunity to connect with your inner child and possibly your higher self or maybe another visitor. And in the breath work, that's just going to give you an opportunity to get into your body, right? Get out of your head. Let all the stress and worry of the world just melt away. You got to go to the majestic mountain and drink of the majestic waters. So yeah, all are welcome to do breath work and visualization. If you've never tried the visualization or the breath work, give yourself a opportunity to do it. Right? If you've never done any visualization or breath work, try something new, right? That should be a mantra for life. Try something new every day, every week, every month. It's what keeps you youthful. A lot of people don't try new things, especially when you're an adult, because you don't want to feel like you don't know what you're doing. We all need to feel like we're competent. And it's like, no, give yourself some permission to try some new stuff. And so if you haven't done the breath work and the visualization, it's just make yourself comfortable, right? So those of you that are wanting to participate in the visualization exercise and the breath work, just make yourself comfortable. You can lay down, you can relax. As long as you can hear my voice, you're going to be fine. And I'm your guide, right? I'm going to be the container. It's a safe place. Just all you got to do is just make yourself comfortable and just we'll see you on the other side, right? It'll be beautiful. And this is a really good preview for the Breath of Life Healing Circle, minus the reflection work that we're going to do and having an opportunity to be more focused. There's a lot that happens here when I just do the general. So there's just people coming in and out and all kinds of random shit. When we're focused with intention as a real solid core group of people, right? Ready to heal, ready to support, ready to just lean into that growth, healing, and freedom. It's going to be next level for sure. So for those of you, one last time, if you're going to be participating in the visualization, please type a 1 in the comments. And the breath work, just type a 1. That way I know that you're setting your intention to be here. If you're just wanting to kick back in here for the next 15, 20 minutes, that's fine too. So those of you that are participating, let's just let's just start with some easy breathing before we move into the breath work or to the visualization. We'll do the visualize first and then we'll do breath. But just give yourself the opportunity to just connect with your breath. Just do some gentle breathing in through your nose through your mouth, in through your nose again, out through your mouth. Hello, New Mexico. In through your nose and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. One more time in through your nose and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let out all the breath. When you get to the end of your exhale, take in one more deep breath in through your nose and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Just let out all that breath. Just let your mind relax. Let your body melt. And just reconnect with your normal breathing. Just that light breathing through your nose, out through your mouth. And as you're sitting there, just breathing, just let your eyes relax. Do a quick body scan. We'll start from the feet today. Just start scanning through your feet. See if there's any discomfort. And if there's not, even just send your feet some love. Your ankles, your lower legs, your calves, into your knees, up through your legs, into your groin and your buttocks and your hips. Just send your lower extremities love as you continue up into your stomach and your digestive tract, into your lungs and your diaphragm, your ribs, your chest, that beautiful beating heart. Just send all those organs and body parts lots of love, health, healing if there's any needed. Just continue up into your shoulders and your arms, to your wrists, your hands, your fingers, into your neck, continuing through into your face, your ears, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your skin, and your hair. Just give yourself appreciation for being here, this body, being present, being in the now. It's a beautiful place to be. And as you just reconnect with your breath, you begin to feel a warm light shining on your face. And you realize that the warm light is actually an orb of light that is coming towards you. Just take notice as to which color this light is. As it gets closer and closer, you start to feel the warmth go beyond your face and into your chest, your stomach. And eventually this ball of light surrounds you. You're now within it. And as you fall within this light, everything outside of you goes dark. You can feel the energy in this orb. You feel at peace. You feel calm. You feel energized. You feel confident being in this energy. You feel successful. You feel happy. You feel adventurous. You feel accomplished. You feel worthy. You feel powerful. You feel strong. You feel infinite. You feel unstoppable. You feel peace. You feel joy. You feel harmony. You feel connected to all things, being in this ball of light. And as you're contained within this light, it begins to rise and move. And as it begins to move, you begin traveling in this ball of light. You realize that you're above the place that you were in just moments ago. You're on the outside and you're traveling in this dark night. You start to move faster and faster, and eventually you look out ahead and you see that a vortex opens up in the night sky. And this ball that's carrying you goes through the vortex, and on the other side is this majestic forest setting. The minute that you land on the other side, you instantly feel the harmony, the life, the peace, the tranquility of this environment. A lush, healthy, full of life forest. You can hear the sounds of animals and birds singing. You can hear the rushing of a river. You see a large area at the base of a mountain that has a turquoise lake. And in the middle of the lake is a large island. And this orb that you've been traveling in takes you to this beautiful, pristine island in the middle of this crater lake. And it lands, and as it lands, you're standing there and the ball dissipates. And as you're standing on this island, you're just taking in the freshness of the air, the beauty of this majestic place. It's a sacred place, a sacred mountain lake that has called you to it on this day. As you begin to look around, you see that there's a small trail that leads to a patch of trees towards the edge of the island. And as you begin to walk towards the tree patch, you hear the sounds of a child playing. And as you draw closer and closer to the sound and to the edge of those trees, you notice that the child playing is the younger version of you. You see their joy and their laughter, and you start to reminisce about how long it's been since you were tapped into the energy of just pure bliss and joy without the need of any kind of substance or chemicals or stimulation. It was just a self-generated sense of fun, excitement for life. As you get closer and closer, this child that is you looks to you and smiles. And upon seeing you, they start running full speed towards you. And you share in the fun and begin to run towards them. And as you guys meet, you embrace with a big hug. And they thank you for coming to visit. And you're grateful for them to have called you to this sacred place. And they tell you that they knew that you were going to come today, that your higher self notified them that you would be coming to visit today. And the reason for it is because you have a message for your inner child. I want you to share the message that you have come with inside your heart, inside your mind, and inside your soul with this precious, beautiful child that you once were. Share this message now. And as you finish sharing the message, your inner child says they also have a message for you. Very important message for you to hear. Receive the message from your inner child in this very sacred space. And as they finish sharing the message with you, the two of you embrace in a big hug. And you just share a warmth between each other as you continue to reconnect with this very important part of who you are, this inner child, the spirit of this inner child. You're so grateful to be giving yourself permission to spend more and more time connecting, regardless of the time, the fact that you are making an effort to connect. And as you depart from one another, they tell you to come back and see them anytime. And they run off and continue enjoying this beautiful place and having fun. And as you turn around and start to head back to where this orb dropped you off, you see that there's a box along the trail. I want you to pay special attention to the box. What color is it? The textures, the size. And as you walk closer and closer to the box, you see that on the box is written your name. And you look down on the ground and there's a key for the box. And so you kneel down and you pick up the key and you put the key inside the lock. And you open up the lock. And just before you open up the box, you realize that there's probably something very important in this box for you, for this journey that you're on. Something meant to assist you, maybe even remind you of who you are and what you are truly meant to accomplish. So as you open up the box, I want you to look in there and to see the item that's in there for you. You can reach down and pick it up. Just truly acknowledge it, take it in. And I want you to, in this moment, as you're holding this item, I want you to ask your higher self out loud, what is this item for? And as you do that, I want you to then take in 3 breaths. 1 through your nose, in through your nose, blow out the candles, in through your nose, and 3rd time in through your nose, and make the sound. And listen for the answer from your higher self. What is the item for? Receive the message now. And as you receive your message for your higher self, you give thanks for this item. You place it in your pocket, and you continue back to the location where the orb initially dropped you off. And as you get there, the orb reappears. You begin to feel its energy, and it begins to lift off. With you in it, with this item in your pocket. And as you lift off, you take in this beautiful, majestic space, and you start heading back towards that vortex. As you get to the other side, everything goes dark again, and you realize that you are hovering above the location you're in now. It begins to descend. It brings you back to the space that you're in. And in this moment, I just want you to take a minute to just really connect with the messages you received, the item that you now have, and having a clear understanding of what its purpose is in your life. In the next few seconds, I'll do a countdown. We'll begin to just reconnect with our bodies, reconnect with our breath and the space that we are in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can open up your eyes. Stretch out. Just give thanks to yourself, to your inner child, to your higher self, for showing up for you today. The fact that you can now exercise better understanding and self-awareness with your intuition by having a name or two, so that you can create greater relationship and also boundaries for moving forward. For those of you that are just signing on, welcome. It's good to see you, Grizzly. The next thing that I want to do is some breath work. For those of you that are interested, if you just completed the visualization exercise, I hope that that served you well. I hope that you received some messages. You may want to take a moment to just jot some of this stuff down. Yeah, this is great. Be jazzy. So we just did a visualization, you know. I'm a spiritual healer that help people to heal emotional trauma through journaling, visualization, and breath work. So we just finished our breath work, our visualization, and we're going to do some breath work. Breath work is very powerful. The practice that I instruct is called the pranayama, and it's going to allow for you to first and foremost get out of your head, get into your body, start activating your conscientiousness of feeling your soul, feeling the energy that you are. Start to feel that life force. A lot of times when you're just sitting in your body, you feel negative emotions, you feel tensions and pains. You don't really feel your aura. You don't feel that abundance of energy that we are, your life force energy. I mean, you're so powerful. So we're going to do the breath work, probably about 7 minutes. If you'd like to participate, you can type in a 1. You don't have to be an expert in breathing, even though you do it 20,000 times a day without thinking about it. This is some thoughtful breathing. So it's going to take some practice. And if you want to not only become proficient, but really start to see some breakthroughs and some profound healings, I've launched a Breath of Life healing circle that's going to be meeting 3 times a month. Signups are happening now. Our first session will be on May 4th. You can go to resultskillexcuses.com, click on the Breath of Life online group link to get all the information. If you're here, you really should sign up for it. There's no reason not to, right? This is the thing you've been waiting for. Your soul brought you here today because your time to heal is now. Enough of the being stuck in life, enough of carrying around all the baggage from all the bad things that have happened to you. It's time to heal, and you have the power to do that. Yeah, energy is not a thing. Sure it's not. You can just, if anybody questions energy, just rub your hands together. You can start at about a foot apart. If you get a little closer and you start to kind of wiggle your hands, you'll start to feel an invisible tingling, but it's not a thing. And you can even play with it. It almost, depending on your energy, right? There's right there. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a force field inside of me. I'm not looking for verifiable evidence. I have what I need to know that energy is everything, man. Like, you could feel it. It's a fucking red hot ball right here between my hands. But you do you, right? You can live in, I don't know, whatever land you want to live in. I'm just following my truth, and I'm helping others to find theirs. That's awesome. Yeah, some really cool downloads coming through from the visualization. That's really the most powerful thing, right? That's why I'm inviting all of you to join the Results Kill Excuses Breath of Life Healing Circle. If you're hearing this message, your time is now. Let's do some breathing. You'll be able to realize the power of the breathing, right? And to just think to be a part of a healing circle that's going to meet 3 times a month. You can go to the website to see the schedule. Sundays, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. If you can't make that time, if you're signed up, you're going to be able to watch every session so that you don't miss a beat. and you're all invited. And I guarantee you, if you were to ask your higher self, should you join the Breath of Life Healing Circle, my assumption is you're going to hear a resounding yes. Yes. Just do it. Just do it. Quit resisting. Quit making excuses. Quit overthinking these things. All you got to do is sign up, show up, and then just surrender, man. Just let your healing unfold. It's time. It is time. So with that being said, I'm going to demonstrate real quick. If you're breathing, please type in a 1 so I kind of know. That's what's nice about the healing group is I don't have to ask for ones. I know that everyone there is ready to do it. Hopefully you'll be confident to even like share your screen and, connect with lots of other beautiful people. Yeah. I mean, it works like that, right? There's negativity to the tech, but there's also positivity. I'm putting out a frequency and your soul picked up on this frequency because there's a billion other places you could be right now, but you're here. And if you're here right now, do yourself an incredible favor. Do this breath work. Just see how you feel. What do you have to lose, right? What do you have to lose? You're going to sit there for 7 minutes or you can breathe for 7 minutes. What do you have to lose? Be seen, be heard, right? This is a safe container for you, right? That's my number one thing is to provide a safe container for you to breathe, right? You can set aside your fear, your doubts, your skepticism. Just try this. Just try it. Just say, okay, let me try. Let me see how this feels. See how it feels in your body. And that's it. What else? So I'm going to demonstrate because I know there's still a lot of new people showing up in here, right? So the breath work that we're doing, it's called the pranayama breath. And it's 2 breaths in through your mouth. By 2 breaths, I mean you're going to take like half breaths. So I'm going to demonstrate real quick of how it sounds. Listen to how this sounds. What I am doing is taking half of a breath in my low belly and the second half in the upper chest. And the best way to do this when you're new is to almost act like you have a straw, right? Because if your just mouth is open, you're going to take in a full breath and then you don't really have another breath. You're not trying to do that. So it's almost like if you just pretend like you have a straw there, you're going to go like a half a sip and then one exhale. But try and breathe through your stomach. So you're going to inflate your stomach on the first sip. So it's, and then upper chest. And it really does help if you are laying down, right? Nice comfortable space. Sitting up, you're going to feel a little bit, but laying down is definitely more beneficial for you to just be really comfortable laying down. The beautiful thing is you won't fall asleep. This pranayama breath is a combination of, breath work, meditation, visualization, and healing. And so it really does do that. So your only job right now is to keep breathing. So it's not going to be like sometimes we do a breath and then it's a hold and then you're going to just keep breathing for the next 7 minutes. I'm going to give you one invite to do like a breath hold, but as soon as you're done with the breath hold, get right back into the breath. So your goal is to just keep breathing this breath. You don't have to be perfect. You will figure out your harmony and your rhythm. So let's go ahead and start breathing. Just again, low belly, upper chest, exhale. 2 breaths in, 1 breath out. You can go as soft or as deep as you want, right? If you're new to this, just go nice and gentle. Just keep breathing. If your head starts to get a little lightheaded, that's okay, right? You're moving a lot of energy right now, so just keep breathing. If you start to feel some tingling, some warmth in your chest, in your hands, you can open and close your hands and mentally tell yourself it's safe to receive love. It's safe to open up your heart, right? And just keep breathing. Mentally tell yourself it's safe to be here, it's safe to release any fear, any anger, any pain, any loss you may be holding on to. You can also just keep breathing and tell yourself it's safe to receive love, it's safe to be seen, it's safe to be heard, it's safe to let your guard down. And just keep breathing. Just allow any thoughts to melt away. Just continue focusing on this breath. You're doing good. Just keep breathing. It's your only job right now. Your mind can have plenty of time to think later, but right now you're just allowing yourself to get into your body, to create more conscientiousness around your breath, around your soul, feeling that energy flowing. Just keep breathing. If you start to feel some tightness in your hands, again, just gently open and close. Mentally tell yourself it's safe for your heart to open. It's safe to receive love. Just keep breathing. Here in just a moment, after an exhale, I want to give you an opportunity. After you exhale all your breath, if you'd like to take in a deep breath in and hold, you can do that and just hold it for as little or as long as you want, and just allow for the energy that you've been building for these first few minutes to just sink in, to really bask in that energy. You may feel a little lightheaded. It's okay. Just feel the energy flowing. Surrender to this energy. This is you. This is your energy. And you're creating more awareness around the fact that it exists. This is your power. This is your presence. So if you take in that deep breath, just relax in it. Send yourself some love. Send your body some love, your lungs. Maybe even send yourself some forgiveness. If there's some forgiveness you need to receive from yourself to yourself, this is a good time to do that. Just let yourself relax. And if you're done exhaling, just get right back into the breath. For the next few minutes, we'll continue to build that fire inside of you. Just keep breathing. Keep breathing. See if you can go a little deeper with the breath. Bring it a little higher up, so low. Try and go a little deeper and a little higher. If you can, imagine yourself bringing it all the way up into like your third eye. Just keep breathing. You guys are doing good. Here in just a moment, if you'd like to do one last breath hold, feel free to do that after an exhale. Just take in that deep breath and hold. Just feel all that energy flowing through your body. Once you're done with your breath hold, just allow yourself some time to just soak in this energy, this beautiful life force energy that you've activated in your conscientiousness. It's a very healing energy. This may even be an opportunity for you to check in with your intuition, see if there's any messages, downloads that need to come through. You may have been visualizing some things. Maybe you can even open up an opportunity to hear a download from your spirit guides, from your higher self, an important message. But just give yourself a moment or two to relax. Those of you that have been breathing, just enjoy this time, this moment. It's a very special time. So those of you that participated in the breath work, maybe just give yourself a nice hug, kind of ground yourself. Right, send yourself some love. You could even rub your hands together. Place them over your eyes first. Just take those gentle breaths. Then you can move them down. Right hand underneath, left hand over, and just place them over your heart center. Maybe just send yourself some love, some appreciation, some gratitude. Just allow yourself to come back down. And I'm grateful to be able to share that with those of you that participated. It's a very powerful breath. This is just sort of like the introduction to what we're going to be actually doing in the Breath of Life Healing Circle that starts May 4th. If you would like to learn more about that, there's a link in the bio, or you can go to resultskillexcuses.com, click on the Breath of Life online group option, and there you can scroll down, see what it's all about. There's some videos there. There's even the schedule. And if you're ready to reserve your seat, you just click on that button. And right now, I'm offering a special for a limited time to be a part of the Founders Inner Circle. And that discount will definitely stick with you for the duration of your time. I can also tell you that if you sign up today and then you show up for 3 times in the month of May, yeah, it's hard to stop. Once you really start getting into the breath, I mean, you don't want to stop. I mean, my sessions go for hours now, like probably over an hour and a half. I don't even want to come out of it, man. It's been so beautiful, so gentle this week, so many beautiful downloads. It's a very healing thing. There's a lot of people that were coming in, one, just always sarcasm and stuff, because we're doing something that everybody does 20,000 times a day. And it's just hard to imagine how powerful your breath is in terms of just reducing your stress, reducing your anxiety, getting you out of your head, getting you into your body, cultivating some inner peace. And the best thing is it gives you an opportunity, right? When we start to look at the journal exercises, which are really focused on doing your life review, understanding the traumas and the emotional wounds that you are carrying around with you still. When you go back when we talk about the Breath of Life Healing Circle, we're going to be focused on really 3 things. It's going to be the reflection journal work in the 90-minute session that's going to allow you to go back and figure out your patterns, figure out what are the pain points in your story. 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to now, whatever age you are. And once you figure out those pain points, we can zero in on areas in your body that you need to clear related to your chakra system, and also related to your left and right side of your body, whether these are wounds that are coming through your mother's side of your family or wounds that are coming from your father's side. And so the whole purpose of the Breath of Life Healing Circle is to truly, truly activate you releasing a lot of emotional wounds, a lot of this baggage that's been holding you back for many, 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 many years. It's time. It's time to heal. So please consider joining me for the Breath of Life Healing Circle. All you have to do is go sign up, show up, and then just surrender as you did now. Bring a notebook, have a comfortable space. We'll talk about crystals and sages and Palo Santos. And, it's deep. This has been one of the most potent healing practices that I've incorporated into my daily routine. And I've been doing this breath work for probably 30 minutes to an hour and a half a day, sometimes twice a day now, because of how powerful it is. It's just so powerful. It's getting me to higher and higher levels, which is really deeper and deeper levels of healing. And the deeper I go in, the deeper you go in to your inside to heal, guess what? The higher you're going to be able to go outside in terms of your freedom and your ability to truly manifest, create, cultivate the dreams and the desires of your heart. So the time to sign up for the Breath of Life Healing Circle is now. This is just a little teaser about it. There's some videos on there. If you go to the website, there's some videos. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or reach out to me, Greg, Greg, at resultskillexcuses.com. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have about the Breath of Life Healing Circle. It's going to be a safe container. You can just show up with all your bags. I want you to bring every one of your bags to this group. Please bring all your baggage. And don't lie, you got lots. We all got baggage. This is the group to bring your baggage, because we will go in one by one and clear out the bags and let everything that's in there be free. This is your opportunity. Thank you, Be Jazzy. Thank you so much for that. I hope that you'll consider joining the Breath of Life Healing Circle. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you for all the gifts. I'm going to be landing this live stream here in a minute. I'm seeing almost 222s. And so it's been just another honor to get on here. I'm going to keep getting on here as much as I can. Leading up to May 4th and just beyond. I mean, this is the purpose. There's no greater feeling for me than being amongst a group of people that are excited and showing up with enthusiasm to heal. And this, if you're getting something out of this visualization and the breath work, you know, what's going to take place in the Breath of Life Healing Circle is going to be 10x. It's 10x. 90-minute sessions, 3 times a month. Sign up. Like, I will give you your money back if after 3 sessions you're like, I didn't get very much out of that, but you already know you did because you got something out of tonight. And if you got something out of here, 10x, 10x. And that's why if you sign up, you're going to keep showing up. You're going to keep showing up. You're going to say, no, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to make this a part of my monthly practice, 90 minutes, 3 times a month. For as long as he keeps doing it, I want to be a part of this group. And it's literally international. This is a global thing, right? It's not just here. I'm in the US. The US doesn't just have these problems. This is all over this planet. We are being activated to lean in, drop into our bodies, and to heal our emotional wounds of the past. It's time. The time is now. If you're here and you're hearing my voice, join the Breath of Life Healing Group. Join it. I'm not even trying to sell it to you. I'm telling it to you. You have to join it. Go do it and do it now, as I just saw 22222s all over the board. Beyond that, I hope to see you in the Breath of Life Healing Circle, and I hope to see you again here on the next live stream, which should be tomorrow. So we'll see you then. I love you guys so much. Thank you for that gift at the end there. I appreciate you. Copyright is what I think your name is. Thank you, Be Jazzy. Thank you to everybody that's been checking out the shop. See if there's any merchandise. The shop is open. And reach out anytime if you guys got any questions about one-on-one coaching, getting a 1% better journal, right? We got a lot of very powerful resources to help facilitate you becoming the best version of yourself. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I send you love, joy, and peace. And that's it. I will see you on the next one, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.